underground facilities. A huge facility below RAF Bentwater's Woodbridge, where they are put through something that I characterize in my take on it, based on interviews with Larry, talks with mental health professionals, people with intelligence backgrounds who have had a specialty in chemically altering thinking. Essentially a Disneyland on acid. What Francine brings up defines the split in the possible thinking of what happened there. Larry was held for 24, 36 hours and subjected to a series of procedures and impressions. He was made to feel at one point, the point that Francine's referring to, that he is brought into what seems like a small screening room, and everyone is seated. These are guys who were with him in the field the night before, a few from the first night, and they sit down, and once they sit down, they can't move. You know, it's not like they have straps that come on, but they can't lift their arms, and they're staring at a screen. A movie is not shown. It seems, if anything, like a backlit silhouette of a puppet that purports to be not one of us, but an alien form. And Larry hears, specifically in his head, certain things, and he asks questions in his mind and feels he gets the answers. Now, one of two things happened. It was what it purports to be, and that base below this now decommissioned NATO base is maintained by us and them. Or we use technological means as well as mind-altering drugs and techniques to create a scenario whereby individuals felt this happen. Now, I know I'm not sure. I know that I feel and I think that this was a human deceptive operation. I think Francine feels probably no, it was alien. And I absolutely respect her point of view. What I can tell you is, and this is factual, in August of 2004, the Republicans had their political convention in New York City, you may remember. And given the right-wing slant on things and the concern that progressive people might manifest their anger and their frustration and their rage on the streets, the New York City Police Department, normally as good a police department as anybody has, was getting ready to do some pretty reactionary things. And I don't know how this, whether it was an accidental declassification or it was just time and the Defense Department decided to do it, but the Defense Department loaned the New York City Police Department a truck-mounted apparatus that looked a little like some kind of ray gun. And what it could do was this. It had an ability to have a wide field range or narrow in on one person or several hundred people. And if you turned it on, depending on how it was calibrated, it would give them all a pain in their head. This is real technology. Now, the New York Times picked up on it, published the article, and within a day, the cops said, we don't want this. They gave it back to the Defense Department. This technology exists. There is other technology that I am convinced exists. I am convinced it exists. And several sources who for me are extremely credible, and boy, over the 30 years I've nursed along some good ones, say that there is a second generation of this thing, and it's not so complicated in a way based on the fact that we now have this. And you could actually go to the summer, I don't remember what issue, but that article was there, and then the retraction and return to the DoD. This thing looks very much the same, also has wide field narrow, except rather than just a pulse or a sonic level that goes into your head and gives you a very uncomfortable feeling from moderately painful to migraine level, which of course would break up a potential demonstration pretty nicely. This machine has the ability for somebody at the business end to talk into a microphone and either say into the head of everybody or directly to you, hi, this is God. I have chosen you for a special mission here on earth. Or, you know, This is your